Hey there, if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're probably into cryptids and monsters. Well, if you have a creative spark, you can always join us in our first ever Supernatural Selection zine project. For 2024, we are doing cryptid encounters, where you can draw or write a encounter with a cryptid of your choice, and we'll put it in the zine. The current submission window is from early January to late June. If you're interested in finding out more, you can always go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/zines. That is ZINES. Now back to the show.
Oh, the horrors persist, and so do I. Hello, and welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin. With me this week are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm tired, and as soon as we're done here, I have to go right to sleep because I have to go to work early tomorrow.
Yeah, oh boy, that sucks. Yep, and we also have Mr. David Davis. David, how are you today?
I am doing well. I have a cherry slush energy drink. It's supposed to, it literally tastes like a cherry icy. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I have energy to talk.
Good. Well, I exist. So, this week, before we get started, of course, it's a Week in Weird, and before we get started, once again, this is the last month to get in your submissions for the Cryptid Encounters zine for 2024. We have still got room. We would love to get some more images and prose, maybe some of your more obscure cryptids, again, like, say, the Hodag or something, you know, maybe the Rougarou, whatever. And the information for that is at supernatpod.rocks/zines with an S at the end. David, anything to add to that?
No, you stated it beautifully.
All right, thank you. Finally. And we're also, of course, still looking for sponsors. If you would like to sponsor the show and advertise with us, you can contact us using the contact form at supernatpod.rocks, or you can hit us up, team@supernaturalselectionpod.com. So, yeah, fun stuff. Also, if you've got anything you want to plug and be interviewed that's sort of cryptid related, we would love to talk to you about that as well on a Week in Weird episode. So, fun stuff that you can do to interact with us. And that's the thing there. That's the housekeeping. That's the fucking word. Oh, God, my brains. So, again, it's a Week in Weird. And I would like to start us off with something from a website I've never been to. Does anybody know what ZW is? Is that Zimbabwe? A .zw URL?
I don't know. I was going to say, was that, ZD is Ziff Davis.
Yeah, I think it's Zimbabwe.
Okay. Well, yep, that is for Zimbabwe. So this is from site.org.zw. That is CITE.org.zw. And I got this. Of course, I never vet my articles.
What about your pets? Do you vet your pets?
When necessary, yes. So this one I got specifically because the title. Police officers desert station citing goblin attacks. Yeah. I knew that'd get you, David. This is
Holy
from May.
shit.
This is from May 30th, 2024. I don't want to insult the author of this, but I think it is Sinzini Nkube. I'm pretty proud of that. Holy crap. Conti came up next to me just suddenly. It's like the horse from Family Guy. Suddenly there was a Conti there.
Maybe that's a word that summons cats. That person's name is a cat summoning word.
Nkube? Yeah. All right, so the Gwambe police base in Bulimia. Oh, this is going to be tough. Matabeleland South has been deserted by officers who claim they were being terrorized by goblins at night. Ward 2 Councillor Mabed Ngulani confirmed the unusual situation. We built a police station for the officers, and initially they patrolled in pairs, Ngulani explained. However, they haven't been able to stay for extended periods. According to Councillor Ngulani, I'm having a bad day. The male officers reported being terrorized by female goblins at night.
Wait a minute. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the internet about female goblins.
No. Man, if they're being attacked by that, they should stop running.
Well, green short stacks.
Yep, short stacks, like the pancakes. They describe being harassed, bodies being violated, doors opening on their own, and things climbing on the roof, making it impossible to sleep, he said.
I don't know. I'm still, thinking this isn't a bad thing.
Yep. A meeting was held last week with village heads and police officials from Plumtree. The police from Plumtree, this quote, the police from Plumtree withdrew the officers from Gwambe, stating they wouldn't endure them any further, the councillor said. The local chief also reportedly addressed the situation and cautioned villagers against such behavior. What? Quote, police came yesterday and said we should look for another alternative accommodation, but there is no accommodation at Gwambe School, and they will be using the clinic as an office. We haven't got accommodation, but we asked them to come back and we see if the attacks will continue, the councillor explained. Matabeleland South Police spokesperson Inspector Loveless Mangina said she was not aware of the matter.
This sounds like a fake name.
Loveness. Loveness. Loveness Mangina.
Is this old Greg?
I'm old Greg.
Loving this mangina.
I know. Dude. Attacked by female goblins. I mean...
Every guy's dream.
Not every, but enough. I'm just fascinated by this. It reminds me of the report from, I want to say it was also Zimbabwe, where a guy was running from the police and he jumped over a fence, and when they get over, there's a goat, so they arrested the goat because they said the guy was a wizard and he turned himself into a goat to hide. So the goat served a prison sentence.
That's amazing.
They just stopped looking.
Goatromancer.
Yeah, no, it is fucking amazing. Like, okay. I love how seriously they take it.
Oh, yeah, no. Like
this is dead serious, man. This is not like a ha-ha-ha.
This was how seriously they took the Hopkinsville stuff in the newspaper when that happened.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
Which, Zimbabweville goblins, I guess. So what do you do, guys, if you're attacked by female goblins? Mike?
I mean, I guess it's situational. Like, are they hot goblins?
You know what? It's your fantasy. Let's go with yeah, sure.
As long as they don't seem like they're actually going to like murder me, I'll just see where it goes.
Okay.
If it starts looking like stabby times, yeah, I'm out of there.
Stabbed by short stacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
These short stacks cut into you.
Man, David, you're just tickled by this whole thing, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I just, like, it's weird how many, like there haven't been a ton of them, but it's weird how many news stories and stories there are of people being attacked by hordes of goblins. It delights me.
Yeah, it's, again, to quote that show, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's odd that it's happened twice.
I think it'd be closer to like 3 or 4 because
okay, that's true.
Yeah, but it's amazing to me that it's like, should we talk about the secret goblin attack epidemic that's going on apparently?
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder what's going on out there in the wide world that we're getting assaulted by goblins. Speaking of, David, hot female goblins attack you. What do you do?
Well, if it's anything like my 4chan threads.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
No,
Been
just,
looking at them in case comics?
yes, there we go. Alfie,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yep. I love that we all just knew what I was talking about
Exactly.
there.
Yep, it's
Fucking
Alfie.
hell. Yep, it's just an Alfie comic. That's all we're talking about. Mike?
As I said, yep.
Yep, that is it.
Yep.
We're awful. Oh, well, I'm happy I got to read that one on the show. And I don't think I did too badly on the names this time.
Yeah, honestly, aside from inadvertently summoning Conti.
Sure, yeah. But, that happens. He do that. So, David, what have you got for us for your first story, sir?
Okay, so both of my stories today involve Elon Musk because I'm doing a lot of research for the next episode. And
Right, I hate
about
you.
Elon Musk.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Here's a fun one from news.com.au. Remote Amazon tribe finally connects to internet only to wind up hooked on porn, social media.
Yeah, I saw
Yep.
this.
Nope. That checks. That's what happened to me when I first got online.
Yeah, and the byline is a reclusive tribe in the Amazon finally got hooked up to the internet only to be torn apart by social media and porn addiction.
Well,
Yep.
Now, this is looks like it might have been an AP article because it was written by Andrew Cord of the New York Post. So, anyway, let's go through this a little bit. So, a reclusive tribe in Amazon finally got hooked up to the internet thanks to Elon Musk, only to be torn apart by social media and pornography addiction, elders complain. Brazil's 2,000-member Marubo tribe has been left bitterly divided by the arrival of Tesla founder's Starlink service 9 months ago, which connected the remote rainforest community along the Ilui River to the web for the first time. Quote, "When it arrived, everyone was happy," Sainama Marubo, 73, told the New York Times. "But now things have gotten worse. Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They're learning the ways of the white people."
This is a history of the internet in a very condensed form.
The Marubo are a chaste tribe who even frown upon kissing in public. But Alfredo Marubo, all Marubo use the same last name. Talk about a large family there.
This is like the mattresses in Life, the Universe, and Everything, where they're all named Zim.
Said he is anxious that the arrival of the service, which delivers super fast internet to far-flung corners of the planet and has been billed as a game changer by Mr. Musk, could upend standards of decorum. Alfred said many young Marubo men have been sharing porn videos in group chats, and he has already observed more, quote, aggressive sexual behavior in some of them. "We're worried the young people are going to want to try it," he said of the kinky sex acts they suddenly been exposed to on screen.
No. Brazilian cake porn. Don't do it, boys.
Everyone is so connected that sometimes don't even talk to their own family. Starlink works by connecting. I don't give a fuck.
It connects you up to the Musk net.
Initially, the internet was heralded as a positive for the remote tribe, who were able to quickly contact authorities for help with emergencies, including potentially deadly snake bites. It's already saved lives, and Enoke Marumbo 40 stated. Members are also able to share educational resources with other Amazonian tribes and connect with friends and family who now live elsewhere. It is also opened the world of possibilities to young Marubo, some who have been able to conceptualize what lays beyond their immediate surrounds. Blah, blah, yada, yada. However, Enoke has also complained of significant downsides. It changed the routine so much that it was detrimental, he stated. In the village, you don't fish, and if you don't fish and plant, you don't eat. Let's see. Some young people want to maintain our traditions. Thomasay Marubo, 42, added. Others just want to spend their whole afternoon on their phones.
Welcome to the modern world, boys.
Yeah, let's see if there's anything else here. Meanwhile, others say they've fallen victim to internet scams, given that they lack digital literacy.
Oh no!
While
They don't even have anything to give to the Nigerian prince.
Exactly. While many youngsters are chatting with strangers on social media. Ooh.
Oh no! Stay away from the panel, Van.
That'll end well. Stay off of Roblox, kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you
So
don't have digital literacy.
yeah. So that's what happens when you drop the internet on a group of people who just like are not culturally prepared for it.
Yeah, like the rest of the world decades ago. Yeah, it's awful.
I have no idea. Like, if I was a parent nowadays, I'd be like, my kids aren't touching the internet till they're like 20.
Oh yeah,
because it just seems like, like when we started on the internet, it was way, way more
yeah.
niche and tame.
They
And,
need to bring
not
back
out
Club
to-
Penguin.
Not out to market shit.
You know what? I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
They should bring back Club Penguin and Yahoo Chat.
Well, yeah, the Yahoo like kids thing. Yeah.
Well, see, when I first got on, I was gonna say my first addictions were pornography and Yahoo Chat. not is before social media, so
Yeah.
we were all sitting there posting stupid stuff, and I had to learn what lol meant.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
So, yeah. Here's the question. I think this is the question we all have on our minds.
Uh-huh.
What is the porn they're looking at?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know that culturally they know what a stepbrother is.
They don't know what DVD is?
I don't know. I don't know what they're looking for.
Hopefully they don't know what a cuck is.
They're probably looking for a hot chicken woods. I don't know.
See,
man.
Pornhub's, blocked in our state, so I can't just go to their breakdown and see, I guess I'd have to wait till whenever they release that yearly. Maybe when they release those, we'll see what their, top search result was.
Well,
And this is in Brazil.
And anyone in the Marumbo tribe, if you're listening right now.
First off, hi, thank you for listening.
Thank you for stumbling onto our corner of the web. I want you to email us, team@supernaturalselectionpod.com,
Don't let the
let us
elders
know what porn you're looking at, because I am dying to know. Like, is it just like vanilla stuff, or are they going in the deep end here?
They did say they want to, try some of the more extreme things they've seen, so apparently they're seeing some pretty buck wild stuff.
But then again, they are also kind of a chaste group.
Well,
Yeah,
They mentioned explicitly them being chaste.
the buck wild stuff they saw was like reverse cowgirl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that is, they're supposed to look into the eyes, and the woman is supposed to be on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's sad.
So I don't know. I am like genuinely curious, like, because with the internet, it would be so easy to fall into like the deep end of shit. All of a sudden, you're just like, okay, casting couch video, it is.
Yeah, one of them finds 2 girls, 1 cup, and whew,
Oh,
it's just
boy.
like they just that you think they're chaste before, and they just swear it off after that.
Why does he keep doing that to his mother?
When the aliens discover our internet and they see 2 girls, 1 cup, we're dead.
I think you mean when the aliens see our internet and see that all the videos of us wanting to fuck the aliens, they're like, oh, jackpot.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a feeling the first thing they're going to find is like meat spin, and then like they're never going to contact us.
What
They're going to be like, it's a very weird, apparatus. It doesn't seem to give them any lift at all.
Yeah, I don't understand. Why is he not flying?
What about people cranking it to Waluigi porn?
Wow.
How many weeks in a row have we referenced Waluigi?
2 to 3 so far.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd week of Waluigi references. I wonder how long we're going to keep this going.
Why not?
Blasting ropes to Waluigi.
Like, because Mumby only lasted, what, like 3 weeks?
3 weeks. Yeah, we got like a 3-week cycle. We'll have something else next time.
Yeah, now we're on Waluigi. Wah. Wah.
Wah. Oh, God. Well, I'm glad that's where that one ended up. Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
I just, Yeah, no, it does remind me. Like I was like, oh, I'm on the internet. Porn. I don't. It just the internet. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
it's I wonder on average how long it takes for someone who's new to the internet to stumble onto porn, because they can obviously go looking for it, but if they're
Yeah.
not looking for it,
That's a good question.
like I imagine there's got to be some statistics out there about that.
I'm gonna research that. Is what I'm gonna do.
Well, just make sure you keep both hands above the table.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Wow.
That was actually fun. Wow. It wasn't completely Elon related.
It is fucking Starlink. It also kind of was like an ad for Starlink because of the way that they described it.
Yeah.
It was a little weird.
I don't know. Starlink is a fairly revolutionary service provider.
I mean, that's fair, but also like I don't know.
I mean, as much shit as I hate Elon for, I mean, it's not like he handcrafted this himself.
Yeah.
Someone else in his organization came up with the idea, and made the satellites and everything, and he just likes to put his name on it. But,
Yeah.
I searched how long does it take to accidentally find porn online?
Mm-hmm.
And most of it is Quora questions asking, I accidentally searched for something pornographic. I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Oh, I accidentally put on Cinemax at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Help, I accidentally looked at child porn. I'm like, you
Oh,
are in
Jesus.
trouble, buddy.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Here's one. Help, Central Alberta Sexual Assault Support Center. Help, my child accidentally saw pornography online.
Help? What do you help? It's like, tell him not to do that anymore.
Yeah, talk to your fucking kid. Jesus.
Yeah.
Go on the internet and like ask for help. And what's she expecting to do? Like come over and mind wipe them or something?
I don't know.
I mean, they could have a very tense, damaged relationship, and she might legitimately need help. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a broken home.
I tell you what, I'm never searching that again.
Yeah.
Because nothing I found made me feel good or human.
Right?
So it just made me I felt like Raymond Burr in Godzilla.
Here's the thing. When you research, don't just Google the topic. Find like a database.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. So I'll see if I can find an answer. But I don't know. If I were to guess how quick it is, because there's a couple factors to think about if we're unpacking this question for real. Because for a lot of people, the internet just consists of Facebook and a couple of websites, right?
Oh, yeah. It's like when the internet was just America Online.
Right. So how long is it taking to kind of break out of that? What is the content filtering policy of Facebook and everything like that? So I don't know. It's really interesting to think about. And if someone wants to do a study on that, I'm sure they could get funding.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want them to, but they could.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, David.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike.
Yeah.
What's your first story tonight, buddy?
So it's kind of we talked about AI before, and this is kind of a
Gonna be talking about it again.
Study in unintended consequences, but apparently Stable Diffusion released a version 3 of their AI image generation system, and oh boy, is it very bad at making people. Like, it's a monumental step backwards.
Like, is it as bad as Will Smith eating spaghetti?
It is. Look, I'm in Host Talk. I'm posting a link that, don't read the article because I'm going to tell you about the article, but look at some of the pictures.
What in the name of God am I looking at?
Thumbnail.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, they are horrifying.
I have had nightmares that look like that first image.
And I want you to...
The beach one. The beach one is my favorite.
The very first one with the hands. Oh, it's another one. The feet, the nubs.
I want you to kind.
She's got Ninja Turtle hands.
Why? There's a simple reason it's doing this.
Because we live in hell.
No. But any guesses?
Oh, I mean, I've always known AI programs to struggle with hands and limbs. I don't know why.
Well, so here's the thing, is for this image training set, they removed all not work safe images.
Okay.
For the training models.
Yeah.
You know what naked people is good at?
Anatomy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
they've
removed anatomy from its training data by accident.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on. Where do you see hands and feet? Mostly it's in fucking fetish pics. I mean, come on. So, yeah, they inadvertently screwed up. Oh, God. That beach one is horrible.
The one after the beach one, for some reason, is far more disturbing to me.
What, the dude?
No, after the beach one.
What do you mean? I was talking the second set of slideshows.
Oh, I'm on the first one. I didn't know there was a second.
Yeah,
oh, my God. What in the hemorrhaging fuck am I looking?
It's
the ass arm.
Yeah, it's a combination of a Karen and a what's Cronenberg. It's a Karenberg.
This thing was at the end of The Fly 2.
Yeah, this looks like something like when the thing is replicating itself. I just imagine Kurt Russell taking a flamethrower to this.
Jesus,
just, lighting it up.
Mother of God. Okay, now the cat with a beer is actually pretty funny. That's cute and weird, and I like it. But
Cerveza Cristal.
Cerveza Cristal.
Meow.
But yeah, so, the unintended consequence of removing porn, because, let's face it, I would say, 50% of, what people were using AI image generation for was making, porn.
Yep.
At least.
I mean, that's all the first thing anybody does with any software.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I just find it funny that the unintended consequence there.
Yeah.
And it makes sense when you think about it, but, I'm sure the tech bros doing this were like, well, they're going to make porn. We'll show them. We just won't put naked people in the training data.
Like, it makes sense. It makes sense that the minute that you pull, like, the most anatomically focused images out of the training set, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And, people, we have the advantage that we have a pretty good instinctual knowledge of, like, what the human body's supposed to roughly look like. Mm-hmm. So that's why these things look terrifying to us, because they're uncanny valley.
Well, it's also like carcinization, because so many of the images turn into crab people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crab people.
Oh, God. The first slideshow, the second picture, the woman, quote, woman lying on grass.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, with the feet and the nubs and the hair and the mouth. No, in that first slideshow, I really want you to look at the last picture, just because it is like a fucking Mobius strip of knees.
Yeah, it's this, normal, I'll paint a word picture for our listeners. It's a normal looking, like, living room. Although there is one leg missing from the sofa, I notice. And the coffee table thing has, like, too many legs. It has, like, 5 legs.
Speaking of too many legs, we're burying the lead here on this.
Yeah, and then on the sofa, like, kind of, we're seeing it from, like, a 3/4 behind view, so we don't really see what the person would be, but there's, like, a leg that goes up to a knee, down to what would be a feet, but then it's covered by cloth,
pants.
But there's, like, would be another, lower leg and then an ankle and a foot. So they got
And-
like 3 knees.
so-
And that foot has like 48 toes on it.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't call it a leg, you'd call it a leg.
It's
Yes.
just a pile of limbs that are trying to be a body.
It's like someone trying to like play Kinects or Tinker Toys with human limbs.
Like,
yeah, no,
you know,
it's
you know how Lovecraft would always say the thing that should not be and then never describe the monster? This is that monster.
I do really, really like the one that's before that one we were just talking about, the woman on the beach, because that just looks like a bad drawing by somebody
Yeah.
who doesn't understand
oh yeah,
anatomy and stuff.
that's some
Even Alien
well the fact
drew anime,
that her thigh connects with her other thigh.
and her arm goes into her knee.
Yeah.
And she
and
doesn't
there's
have
two-
that foot, like that crossed over like knee nub. Like that's not a foot. That looks like it's a hand, maybe.
Yeah, she has an infant's hand on the end of her shortened leg.
I thought that
And
was,
then
that
her
was just
titty,
a part of her second
titty is
forearm.
on her back.
It's sort of under her arm. Her boob is under her arm,
Yeah,
and yet it still looks like a Kardashian.
yeah. It's like it's I don't know, Kardashian cum Cronenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Cronendashian.
it looks like a really, really bad person's attempt at drawing a woman in a seductive pose, and then just like, okay, make this real, AI.
Yeah, but you can see it actually tells you what the prompt was. It was just a prompt saying "woman wearing a dress on the beach."
Yeah.
This is Yog Sothoth in summer wear.
It's a Yog Sothoth summer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so these are just
They're awful.
they're awful, but funny.
Oh, they're hilarious, but, it's also the
You want
devil.
to see like too many feet, the middle one in that set between the two women in the field, the second of the grass.
Yeah, the one that's just all legs and like a two-faced head.
Yeah, oops, all
Too
legs.
many feet. Too many feet. Too many feet. Too many feet.
Man, we need to, do another live stream for the patrons and watch Too Many Cooks.
It takes a lot to make a toe.
Oh, God. It's
Oh,
just,
man.
like,
Too many feet.
like I'm looking at this one with the grass that we were just talking about, and I'm like, man, thalidomide is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, no, these are some flipper.
Flipper
Adults.
babies. Yeah, flipper babies all grown up. It
Like
is-
these look like the things
real
that are
bad.
in the lab in like an alien film. Like
Oh,
they're
yeah,
trying to clone xenomorphs and human hybrids, and then you just hear one of them go, "Kill me."
Yeah, this is the stuff Sigourney Weaver set on fire in Alien Resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we can all agree there.
Yeah, no, it's all perfectly horrid. I'm gonna have nightmares. So
Yeah, no. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Did you actually read the article, or were we just going to talk about these
Oh no,
horror things?
the article is fairly easy to comprehend, so I just decided
Yeah,
not
it's just-
read it and have it more
Fuck
of a
it.
conversation.
no,
of it.
Yeah.
most of the entertainment's derived from our abject horror and mockery
Yes.
of what is being shown.
Yeah, well, abject horror is a good word for what we just experienced. God damn, y'all. Just goddamn. I don't even know where to go from there. Oh, wait. We go to a break.
There we
This has
go.
been a short first half, but that's okay. We've got segments next time. So, that being said, after this first round, we will take a break, and we will be right back after this. Hi everyone, this is Kevin from Supernatural Selection. Are you an independent creator? Do you have a webcomic or an Etsy store? Do you 3D print things? Or are you just looking to get some word out for your Discordian cabal with social terrorism? Well, we'd love to help. And David, I believe you've got some details about how we can help.
Why, certainly. If you go to supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, that is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact, you can learn how to advertise with us.
That's right. I believe the rate is $2 per episode. You can't beat that with a stick.
I mean, trust me, we've tried.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's literally cheaper than dirt.
Mm-hmm. And best of all, if you're not sure how to write an ad, we'll do it for you. We'll even record it.
Absolutely. Just let us know what you need in the ad, and we'll be happy to do that for you.
And again, that URL is supernaturalselectionpod.com/contact.
And now, back to the show. Well, it looks like we're back, guys. How you doing?
Who the fuck is this?
Who are you? What have you done with Kevin Heyman, the host?
That is me dropping all affectations and talking like I did to my dad.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is pretty much just like this. It's I just talk like I'm from Mississippi, and it's not like a conscious thing. I have to actually think about it to talk like this. Mm-hmm. When I'm talking to people that like I'm not related to.
Kevin, I was around you and your family a lot. You never talk that way.
Because you were around.
He didn't want to embarrass himself in front of you.
When no one was around, that was how I talked to my dad.
Well, and because your dad probably talked like that, right?
Yeah. And
yeah,
this is yeah.
Yeah,
this is actor
you talk
voice.
like the people that you spend time with. Like a lot of time with. So like it makes sense. Like but even then like I can hear it, but it's not super dramatic. Like I think it's just the right amount.
Well, it's because
accent.
it's like the actual accent, and I'm not trying to like do an impression.
Right.
Like with Phantoms and Monsters Theater.
Like I can do an impression of someone from Mississippi, but then you'd kick me off the show. So
probably so.
I mean,
actually,
I'd have to probably drop
not.
a couple hard N-words probably to sound like a true Mississippian.
Whoa, let's back up the clown boat here. We're not doing that. Oh, God. Well, that's a hell of a way to start segment 2. So, again, I'm going to go first. This is from the dailystar.co.uk. dailystar.co.uk. Abigail Hunt, assistant news editor. This was posted June 1st, 2024. And the article is, Ghost hunter Yvette Fielding admits she mistook farts for spooks filming Most Haunted. Farts for spooks.
The only way I can imagine that happening, and I don't think that's how this works, is if someone put a bunch of flour in their butt and then farted in front of her.
See,
and
I'm wondering
made it
if
a
it's
cloud.
like a... See, again, I haven't read this. I'm wondering if it's like a heat camera, like infrared or like predator vision, which I would love to watch a predator movie and somebody farts while he's looking at him. It'd just be fucking hilarious.
You never get the predator footage from the predator's view where the target gets an erection.
Or shits. You never see him dropping a hot deuce in the forest.
Or just a leak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ghost hunter Yvette Fielding mistook farts for spooks on Most Haunted. The hit show saw a team of paranormal investigators, that should be in quotations, visit famous sites around the country looking for ghouls. That's a different type of thing. TV presenter Yvette revealed sometime... What
are they? Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ghouls.
TV presenter Yvette revealed sometimes things go wrong on camera, adding the ghostly farts were down to something else entirely. Yvette, 55, confessed, quote, "Things sometimes go wrong. We've got so many outtakes of a member of the team accidentally breaking wind, me thinking it's a ghost, and then screaming the place down." Quote, "I love all that. It goes to the core of what Most Haunted is. Yeah, it's a bunch of shit."
Like, how is there not a YouTube supercut of ghost
farts?
hunting farts?
Ghost farts.
Yeah, like ghost hunting farts. It's just, people on ghost hunts, trying to talk to a ghost and all of a sudden someone beeps it. Just...
That's all EVP is. So, Yvette said that despite the serious nature of chasing spirits, they still had a laugh. She said, "Viewers might be forgiven for thinking because we contact dead people, some of whom suffered horrific pain and sadness, that there isn't much fun to be had. The opposite is true. We're always giggling and playing pranks on each other. occasionally, I've had to be the sensible one in the other as if the others muck about, especially on live shows. Just before we went on air and walk on stage, the boys would start throwing water at each other's crotches, so it looked like they wet themselves.
Oh my goodness.
They'd be in hysterics, but I would become such a school marmish. Come on, I'd say. What are you lot doing? Meanwhile, the Daily Star previously reported that a woman sparked a social media debate after claiming to have video evidence of her house being haunted, followed by her children's questions about people in their rooms. Kayla Sampson recently went viral after sharing a clip of a fingerprint-activated door appearing to open on its own. She captured the incident on her Ring home security camera amid a series of bizarre events around her home. Sampson called it, quote, "the closest confirmation I have of the spirit world. However, not everyone is convinced, with some viewers suggesting there might be a more plausible explanation." I was hoping for more farts in that story.
Yeah, just kind of like...
Not gonna lie.
It kind of like petered out. It came on strong and then just kind of like flattened.
Yeah. Well, the picture they have with the article appears to be, I'm going to go with Photoshop, considering it looks like they took half of a picture and then duplicated it, flipped it, and stuck them together. And then has a ghost in the shape of the main knight who says knee, with the antlers and everything. Mm-hmm. And a big brown cloud coming from its poo-poo hole.
Okay.
So, that was...
Well,
I had high hopes for this, and I was let down badly, but...
Well, here's something that can redeem it a little bit. What do you call a ghost fart?
Like a fart from a ghost?
Yeah, like if a ghost farts, what do you call it?
I don't know.
A spoot.
That sounds like something else.
I don't know. It sounds kind of cute. I'm trying to come up with a name for a ghost fart.
Well, considering
a fart.
Like a little poot. A little poot, but it's ghost. Spooky. It's a spoot.
A fart already is just the ghost of the food you ate.
Exactly.
What is a fart but the lowly cry of a trapped turd? You know. Just out of curiosity. Seriously, though, Mike, what would you call a ghost fart?
I don't know.
Mike, I'm better
I've been trying to think.
I call it a gart.
Ugh.
It's not supposed to be cute. It's a gart. Look, it's not... We're talking about ghosts.
I was thinking something you'd put on like a Halloween popsicle or something like that.
Okay, see, you're thinking that. You're thinking of like Hand Ghost from Regular Show, and I'm thinking like the librarian from Ghostbusters after it transforms. So, I'm going with a gart. You're going with a spoot.
Well,
yeah,
Mike can decide. Mike can decide what he thinks is better.
Is it a gart or a spoot?
I don't like either of them.
How about a spart?
No.
No spook fart? How about a goot?
No.
Mike's not happy about it.
I don't like any of them.
A fartum. Like phantom and a fart. Fartum.
Ooh. Okay, you know what? That's it. I think that one.
No, that's
fartum.
terrible. That's terrible.
No, I like it. It's original.
Well, so is a spoot.
Well, yeah, but like a spoot also sounds like something you have to clean up afterwards.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
All I know is that Mike hated this whole discussion, and that makes me happy.
A spoot sounds like something you clean up after a $1 peep show.
I didn't hate the discussion. I just hated every name y'all came up with.
Oh, wow.
They all sounded pretty gross.
Even the fartum?
Yeah.
Damn, Mike.
This just leaves me with postpartum depression.
Oh. Hey, what could we combine with haint? Because if it's a fart from a haint, it would be a faint, and that doesn't work. Are you familiar with a haint, David?
I am not.
It is a uniquely southern thing from, I want to say, slave culture. It's I've heard various origins for the term, but like it's sort of a screwed up pronunciation of a haunt. But it's a very specific type of ghost in like Caribbean black culture. But in the South, a haunt is just a ghost.
Yeah.
Like my mom would be listening to country music that was like super depressing, and she'd just go, "Oh God, this has got the haints up walking around."
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, okay.
Interesting.
I forgot about the word until like a few months ago. I was like, holy shit, I wonder if everybody else said that or if my mom was just weird. And it turns out, nope, that's a thing.
Oh, your mom was still weird.
Well, I never said she wasn't.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, haint farts.
So if you got a haint acting up, it's a haint misbehaving?
I like that. Oh, man, I'm going to have to look that up, and we'll have to talk about that on the next Ghost episode.
Yeah, we didn't do no one.
Yep. So that's mine. Mike, what have you got?
Oh,
Not
well,
Mike,
we're
David.
changing up the order?
David,
What?
David.
But
David.
but hold on. But what if I do have something?
Oh,
what if I
I
have
mean-
some?
I mean, fine. Take my fucking
Spuculence.
turn. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
This podcast over now. What have I done?
You know what? We're breaking up. This is it.
Oh, no.
No, Mike, you go ahead.
No, I was just messing.
Oh, so now you're just gaslighting me. Okay.
No. I was spukulancing you.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, we need to course correct. Wah. Okay. So,
Wah.
all right. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and go if it's all right with Mike.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm in pain. I have a shoulder blade thing going on. So
Yeah,
I'm in
Mike's got a
pain.
thing.
Okay. So this article is by Victor Tangerman from The Bite, which is futurism.com.
Tangerman?
Tangerman. It's T anger man with two N's.
T stands for the Anger Man.
The Anger Man.
That sounds like a pretty good horror movie, actually.
Right? Published today. SpaceX pays for rocket parts that fell to farm of Canadian who vows to use money to pay for hockey rink.
There you go.
Wait,
Yep.
that story had some twists.
And then the quote below it is, "We got something for the skating rink in Ituna, and that's what it's always about."
I remember hearing about the farmer that had some SpaceX bits fall onto his.
I just want this to be a Trailer Park Boys episode, but anyway.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, massive pieces of a SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft that had delivered 4 astronauts to the International Space Station came crashing down on a farm in rural Saskatchewan, Canada.
So point of order here. It wasn't the Crew Dragon spacecraft. It was parts of I believe it was the second stage of the Falcon 9 rocket that delivered the Crew Dragon to orbit. Because the Crew Dragon is what the people are in. And if it burnt up in the atmosphere, that means all the people died.
Yikes.
Well, if it's the thing that helped got the... It's like a Ship of Theseus situation. Like, if it's part of the thing that got the Crew Dragon up there and then came off because it was supposed to, I mean, it was still technically part of the whole thing, wasn't it?
It's part of the rocket. The rocket is called the Falcon. The Dragon is just the capsule at the top.
But let's remember this is an article.
Yeah, I know. I'm
got
just
it wrong.
like I said. I'm just.
When it
No, I
launches, do they
appreciate
call
it.
it the Falcon or do they call it the Dragon?
So the Falcon's the rocket. So basically,
Dragon's the capsule.
I know that, but like when they're talking about it on like the news or whatever, is it the Falcon took off today or the Dragon took off today?
both.
The
But the part that landed was part of the rocket.
Right. But if they refer to it as the Dragon, like, then it's still technically like part of it. Like, you know what I mean?
I like calling the whole Saturn V rocket the lunar lander, which there's only one part of it.
Yeah.
I'm just being pedantic.
Yeah. No, I know you are, and I appreciate that.
and this has been my life for 20-something years. No, I'm kidding. Actually, longer than that. Fuck.
Okay, so
Anyway.
all right. Farmer Barry Sawchuck, who stumbled upon the chunks of the space junk, promised at the time to sell the unusual treasure to raise money for a hockey rink that's being built in the town of Ituna, Saskatchewan, where he was born and raised. And as the CBC now reports, Sawchuk can make good on his promise. 2 SpaceX employees showed up at his farm in a U-Haul truck to cart the pieces away without offering any comment.
A U-Haul truck.
Mm-hmm. While Sawchuk didn't reveal how much money he had gotten in return, he's still excited to share the proceeds with his community. Quote, "We got something for the skating rink in Ituna, and that's what it was always about," he told the CBC, a heartening conclusion to an almost excessively Canadian tale. Let's see. Another man's treasure. According to Sawchuk, 5 local farmers found at least 8 pieces of space junk in the area northeast of Saskatchewan's capital, Regina.
God, just all
Regina.
This is very Canadian.
Yes. God, this is like a Letterkenny episode too. Fuck. While the pieces are designed to burn up in the atmosphere, they survived their fiery re-entry largely intact, something that experts warn could set a dangerous precedent. Quote, "I was hoping they would tell us a little bit more about just why they're here and what they're going to do with the pieces," University of Regina astronomy professor Samantha Lawler told the CBC. Quote, "SpaceX is doing nothing to educate the general public about how they're changing the sky for everyone in the world." Lawler also warned that future space junk will, quote, "will cause damage, it will cause deaths, it needs to be better regulated." While there haven't been any reported deaths so far, there have been plenty of near misses. Earlier this year, a piece of the International Space Station crashed through Naples, Florida, native Alejandro Otero's roof, narrowly missing his son who was sleeping 2 rooms away. Quote, "It's just really luck," Lawler told CBC back in May after Sawchuk made his discovery. Quote, "If that had hit in the middle of Regina or, New York City, it could have very easily killed someone." So, space junk.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hey.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I can't really blame that on Elon because this kind of shit happens.
Yeah, no, I just, again, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying that, both my stories are connected to him to some degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. I mean, I want to talk about really bad space debris landing on shit problem. China will launch their rockets over populated areas and not give a crap that bits of it are falling onto villages. I've seen video footage of fuel tanks that have dropped from rockets that are emitting noxious fumes just in the middle of someone's, someone's house.
Yeah. This is population control.
So
an unintended boon of the space program of China.
Okay, so I thought it might have been second stage. But looking in Reddit, it looks like the consensus seems to be it was actually part of the trunk. So then it would be part of the Dragon.
Huh.
So I didn't think that any of the trunk could survive. I guess since it's really lightweight, it just wouldn't all burn up. Because it has a very big cross section, but it's basically, carbon fiber and solar panels.
Mm-hmm. Solar panels?
Yeah. You can think of it as kind of the similar to the Apollo. What do they call that? I can't remember what that was called. It was a part of the Apollo that wasn't the capsule, the service module. That's what it was.
Yeah.
There was the capsule, which it's just that was the only part that re-entered the atmosphere. And there was a service module, which carried power generation, all your extra consumables all your oxygen and scrubbers and all that. Well, all that is pretty much in the Dragon capsule, but it needs solar panels, so it has this kind of carbon fiber tube coming off the back that has solar panels on it, and they can also store unpressurized cargo and stuff in there. So I guess that was it, and it was just so lightweight that it didn't all burn up. Just kind of parachuted its way down. Because if you look at the pictures, it is burnt. Mm-hmm. There's you can see black carbon fiber tendrils coming off of it, but yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So that 2 minutes of you being pedantic during the middle of my story didn't really pan out for you, did it?
Well, I didn't think part of the trunk would survive because it's
Oh Lord.
all carbon fiber. It's not heat resistant, whereas in the second stage of the Falcon rocket, you have titanium tanks and things like that. Things that could actually survive that we would think would survive re-entry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
No, that's
colored me
perfectly fair.
wrong. That's why I looked it up, because I wanted to not be wrong.
No, it's great. That's great. Wow.
Space.
Yeah. There's one thing I don't want to be wrong about. It's space.
Here's a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a piece of space debris like that lands in your backyard. You keeping it?
I mean, I wouldn't have a use for it. So if someone offered me more money than I thought, it was worth for me. So basically, here's the thing. Like a big piece of space debris, I wouldn't buy for more than, say a couple $100. So if someone's going to give me like a couple $1,000 for it, yeah, I'm selling that shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
How about you, David?
I would try to sell it. Yeah, no, I'm shameless in that regard. No, I don't give a shit. I'll sell to someone.
I mean, I do like space stuff, but just some random space debris, I don't care.
Yeah, no, like if it were like a rock from Mars or something, like oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just a piece of Musk's fail rocket. No.
Yeah. Or like one of those. Well, it's a very successful rocket, but
Oh yeah, I know. I'm being pedantic.
Musk's terrible Musk trophies.
It smells of musk.
But
Oh,
but like if it was a Apollo Hasselblad camera. But that's probably. But then again, it wouldn't be worth that much to me because I'm sure someone would offer me like $80,000 for it. It's like fuck yeah, you can have this thing.
it's just the severed foot of an astronaut.
Oh God!
Yeah.
No, it's a severed hand, like in The Crawling Hand, and it chokes you to death.
I'm surprised you and I didn't both go capsule when the capsule was mentioned. From you're not into the latest Mystery Science Theater?
I don't remember that one actually.
Yongari.
Okay. See, Yongari, I've tried to watch like multiple times. I fall asleep like 20 minutes into it.
Like the best part of the movie is like the last 20 minutes when he's bleeding out because it's so
Jesus
horrific.
Christ, what the fuck?
It's this cute Godzilla knockoff, and then just the brutal death of the monster.
Jesus Christ.
But the recurring gag of capsule.
I think my favorite episode from that season was probably The Beast of Hollow Mountain.
It is fun, but I still got to give it to Cry Wilderness.
Yeah, no, that too. But I mean, like, there's something about Servo singing, talking about the dinosaur going, so the cowboy didn't like him, so he shot him in the face. And I just started laughing my ass off.
Also, Avalanche, when the actual avalanche happens,
Oh.
because it is a ballet of chaos. It's wonderful.
Yes. This is the wrong show for that.
Anyway, this is Mystery Science Theater talk.
Yeah, so, Mike,
Yeah.
now what have you got for us?
Okay. Well, via Gizmodo.com.
Uh-huh.
Updated formula on alien intelligence suggests we really are alone in the galaxy.
Mike, why you gotta make me feel like shit?
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Tell me about it.
An adjustment to the famous Drake equation could radically refine estimates of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy.
Yeah.
Astronomer Frank Drake. Frank? I guess it was Frank. For some reason I always thought it was Francis. That's a different
That's a
Drake,
different
isn't it?
guy.
Yeah.
He had the golden hind.
That's right. You're right. Not the same person. Sorry, I'm just being stabbed in the back with an ice pick.
I'm sorry, I'll get back over to my chair then.
Astronomer Frank Drake formulated his influential equation in 1961 to estimate the number of civilizations in the Milky Way capable of communicating with us. Our understanding of planetary science has changed a lot since then, leading a team of scientists to propose a pair of important adjustments that produce an answer that could explain the Great Silence. Despite its popularity and intuitiveness, the Drake equation has faced criticism over the years for its broad assumptions and ambiguous parameters. It often results in an overly optimistic estimate for the value of n, the number of civilizations in our galaxy which we might be able to communicate. This tends to feed a conundrum known as the Fermi paradox. If intelligent life is common, why haven't we found any evidence of it? New research published in Scientific Reports offers a potential fix to the addition via the addition of two new factors. Planetary scientists Robert Stern of the University of Texas and at Dallas and Teres Greya from ETH Zurich, the two co-authors on the study, suggest that the presence of both continents and oceans, along with long-term plate tectonics, is critical for the emergence of advanced civilizations. They consequently propose the addition of two factors into the equation: the fraction of habitable planets with significant continents and oceans, and the fraction of those planets with plate tectonics operating for at least 500 million years. This adjustment, however, significantly reduces the value of n in the Drake equation. Quote, our work suggests that both our planet Earth with its continents, oceans, plate tectonics, not tectonics.
Tectonic sounds like something the Scientologists would do.
No, it's one of those
Sounds like
cheap,
an acapella group.
That's a cheap radio brand from the 80s. Man, I wanted like an Audio Technica, but I got a Technonics. Man, that thing broke after 3 days.
Yeah, I couldn't even get number stations. What the fuck?
I'll start over. Our work suggests that both our planet Earth with its continents, oceans, plate tectonics, and life, and our active, communicative, technological human civilization are extremely rare and unique in the entire galaxy, Gira told Gizmodo. The traditional Drake equation estimates the number of active extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way by considering several factors, such as the rate of star formation, the fraction of stars with planets, the number of habitable planets, the fraction of planets with life where intelligent life evolves, and so on. The proposed tweak to the equation refines the estimate of how many planets can develop life and how many civilizations have detectable technologies by including new environmental, biological, and technological factors. The researchers argue that the presence of large oceans plus Earth's shift from single lid tectonics, a stable surface layer, to modern plate tectonics about 1 billion years ago were critical to the rapid development of complex life. This geological activity not only created the initial conditions necessary for life to emerge, but also led to diverse environments with varying climates and ecosystems, which promoted the evolution of advanced life forms capable of developing technology and complex societies.
It sounds to me like what you're saying is things have to be exactly like here.
No, what it's saying is that it can't be too nice. Like it has to have like think about it like if it was just a giant ocean world that had no plate tectonics. Well, it's thought that a lot of the early combining of like amino acids and proteins and stuff happened on shorelines with the water lapping against the rocks.
No, I get that.
If there's no plate tectonics to bring the rocks up from the seabed, well, then you just have a big ocean world with nowhere for all the mixing to happen.
Yeah, because you would need the plate tectonics for like the geothermal vents at the bottom.
No, I gotcha. Because then you develop like extremophiles, and they get more. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I have an alternative theory. What if every alien civilization just gets to the part of farming, and they're like, "This is cool," and just stops?
Nah, because life by its nature is greedy.
I don't know.
I mean, look,
Alien. They could literally just get to farming and be like, I don't need a TV.
Nah, because look at
they're boring.
Look at our nature. our nature is full of aliens, and whenever they get like a leg up on the whole ecology thing, they just start going crazy. Look at all the toads and rabbits in Australia. Those aren't, alpha animals by any means, but they got a leg up on the environment and just went crazy.
Is a leg up thing a frog joke?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought we were referencing the AI images.
Oh
no.
God.
No, I was just using
multiple legs up.
I was just using
gay,
the Turner
gay,
phrase. But rabbits and frogs are known for their legs
And jumping.
and jumping.
Well, they got legs and they know how to use them.
Oh, fuck off. God, I hate that. I don't know. I'm kind of standing by my idea that a lot of species just get to farming, they think it's cool, and they're like, we're just going to stick with this.
Dude, growing shit's rad.
Yeah. Or the first thing they grow is weed.
Oh,
And
man,
then they just
space weed.
veg.
Can you imagine if space weed was a thing?
Oh, my God. That's amazing. Space weed.
They probably
I'm
is
going
space
to
weed.
smoke the cosmic grass.
According to the new study, plate tectonics are crucial for developing complex life and advanced civilizations. Earth's plate movements create diverse habitat. Did I read this? No, okay, I did not. Earth's plate movements create diverse habitats, recycle nutrients, and regulate climate, all vital for life. It's important for plate tectonics to last 500 million years, Gray explained, because biological evolution of complex multicellular life is extremely slow. Quote, on Earth, it took more than 500 million years to develop humans from the first animals, which appeared about 800 million years ago, he said. Technology develops from everyday needs, such as making tools, farming, creating clothing, and making weapons, the authors argue, adding that fire and electricity are essential for the development of intelligent civilizations.
What about stupid civilizations?
Well, then you have dolphins.
Like, I get what they're saying. The 500 is just the 500 million, or was it 500 million or 500 billion?
500 million, that's just kind of like a, probably shortest term based on what we know about our development.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, until we find another planet and we see how long it's taking for life for them to evolve, like, the 500 just kind of feels... I don't want to say arbitrary. I don't want to say arbitrary because it's not, because it's reasoned. It's logically reasoned out. But again, it's very based on what we have.
I don't know.
Data we have.
So how long ago were like dinosaurs wiped out?
Thursday. Wait, it is Thursday. Never mind.
65?
65 million years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I think if there wasn't that big cataclysm, there could have been, a quicker path to.
Oh, are we going to start
life.
talking about the dinosauroids?
Well, I'm just saying, because it got that event got rid of so much higher order life.
Yeah.
That if it hadn't happened, there could have been the potential for. But that would only quicken it by, you said, like, what, 60 million years, something like that.
And you never know. There might be a world where conditions were even more favorable, and it might have been like 200 million years for them to get to intelligence.
But I'm guessing this is just
like
kind of a
complaining about it or
ballpark.
anything, but it's one of those things where it's like, we'll never quite know until we find that other planet. Like, and the adjustments to the equation they're talking about, like, even then, like, the chances of finding life like us elsewhere in the galaxy or in the universe was very small to begin with. So now it's smaller still, but even then that still leaves a lot of potential places. So
I'm thinking once we fully explore our solar system, we have a better idea of how likely it is.
Yeah.
Because some of their assumptions, like that, I didn't finish this paragraph, but it says complex civilizations, they write, are unlikely to emerge in strictly ocean-based environments. So, if we check our solar system, and what's the one that's covered in water and ice?
Europa.
Europa.
Yeah.
So if we go to Europa and find no life there, we'll be like, okay, well, maybe it does need actual land to even, start to form life, because it needs that interaction, that foaming interaction.
Yeah, like if I'm going to put it out there, if I'm going to put my woo-woo out there, I think there's life on Europa right now. Like
Yeah, I kind
it makes
of
sense
agree.
to me. It makes sense to me that there would be life on Europa. Maybe not super complex. Maybe it's
Well,
just
Well, here's the thing, though, is as far as we understand it right now, though, it would take wave action on, a non. I mean, it could be ice, but it would still need to be some form of.
there is evidence of the gravity of Jupiter pulling
Right, causing
the
tidal
water.
action.
Yeah,
But
because
tidal,
they see
but
that there's on the
they're not being
surface
like
where there's ice, you see
not be like
slush.
wave like churning
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be
you
necessary
see,
to foam the amino acids into cellular.
well, and then they found evidence of like slushing on the surface, which indicates the ice breaking up because
Well, it's breaking
of
up and
those.
crunching, but you look at the Arctic. There's no real waves under the ice caps, though, even though it does like break up, and so that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, once we
Yeah.
look at Europa, we will have
Yeah.
a better understanding about ocean worlds.
Like if we find life on Europa, I'm gonna throw a party. I just am.
Oh yeah, I'm down, man. That's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
According to Stern and Garia, it's likely quite rare for planets to have both continents and oceans along with long-term plate tectonics, and this possibility needs to be factored into the Drake equation.
But still, how many planets is that going to be? Like,
Yeah. Well,
given
maybe
the
they'll-
scale of everything.
So, to figure out how likely it is for a planet to have both continents and oceans, Stern and Greya looked at how much water is needed on a planet's surface. They found that an Earth-sized planet needs to have between 0.007% and 0.027% of its mass in water for both continents and oceans to exist. Stern and Greya then compared this to the overall possible range of water that planets can have, which is between 0% and 3.8%, or even between 0% and 55%, depending on how they formed. For plate tectonics, the science used data showing that only about 33% of planets have the right chemicals to form sufficiently dense tectonic plates needed for plate tectonics. Of those, only about half are big enough to have enough gravity to support plate tectonics. By including these new factors and estimates, the researchers estimated that the chance of a planet having both continents and oceans and long-term plate tectonics is very small, less than 0.2%. To put this into perspective, it's like finding just 2 suitable planets out of every 1,000.
So even then, like, how many thousands of planets could we estimate are out there?
So that's where we're getting to. Plugging this value into the Drake equation produces a rather discouraging result, at least as far as the presence of advanced aliens is concerned. The modified Drake equation suggests that advanced civilizations are extremely rare, with the chance of planets having the right conditions being between 0.0034% and 0.17%. This means there could be anywhere from as few as 0.006 to as many as 100,000 active communicative civilizations in our galaxy. See, there's a pretty big range there.
Mm-hmm.
Could be as few as less than 1, which we already
Call
know
it
there's
none.
we already know there's 1. Our planet is 1. So there's not less than 1 in the Milky Way galaxy.
Right.
Because Kevin, think about it, this is not exclusive of Earth. This is also inclusive of Earth. So it could be as few as just Earth to as many as 100,000 active communicative civilizations in our galaxy. With the actual number being on the lower end, considering the limited time these civilizations might communicate due to potential societal collapse and or extinction. On the other hand, the chance of finding planets potentially suitable for civilizations, yet without any civilizations or with already extinct civilizations, are notably higher, Gray explained. This could be done by remote sensing of exoplanets. Gray explained.
So that figure that they talked about, that's the original unmodified Drake equation results, correct?
No, this is
with the modification.
This is with the modifications. It could be as few as less than 1%. Or as few as less than 1 whole planet, which we know we have, or as many or up to 100,000 active civilizations.
Like, I mean, that's fair. Don't feel depressed about those results.
Well,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
considering how big ass the Milky Way is,
Yeah.
it's, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense though because not every, but then this also doesn't seem to take into account, planet size. Well, it does to some degree, but there are things like super Earths where it's like, well, I don't know if anything like, with double or triple our gravity is going to be really conducive to, a lot of life.
Now, I'm ignorant of the physics of the cosmos here. Now, the closer you get to like the center of where the Big Bang would have been, that's older territory.
Well, that's something we don't have to worry. This is pretty much pertaining just to the Milky Way.
Oh! So this is just the Milky Way.
This is just the Milky Way.
Oh,
this doesn't
okay.
include other galaxies.
Oh shit! Well then, yeah. Like if there's like 20 civilizations in the Milky Way, fuck yeah, I don't. That's fine.
Yeah. So on the lower end of 100,000, that could still be 1,000.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah.
And even if it's 2, then we still have an epic struggle between 2 civilizations in the Milky Way in the future.
And I think that kind of lines up with even like stuff that Star Trek does. How many in the Alpha Quadrant? How many like civilizations do you think there are?
I do not know, but yeah, like I get where you're going with that.
Like if there was like 100, 200 civilizations in just one quadrant, well, that would mean like about 1,000 in the whole galaxy.
Well, but the other thing is also Star Trek has that thing with the progenitors having like seeded life.
But I'm just saying that to compare what this equation's saying about our galaxy to a fictional, what fiction has come up with.
Yeah, like even like I think Star Wars. I think Star Wars has more alien, like intelligent alien civilizations than Star Trek.
They're just like dropping everywhere.
But like even then, like with these sort of results for the Milky Way, these potential results for the Milky Way, that still can explain like the amount of civilizations in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Just it's a large number for a large space, no matter how you cut it.
Yeah. So in the past, the Drake equation gave a much higher low-end estimate, suggesting that it was almost certain we weren't alone and that there could be at least 200 civilizations trying to communicate with us. Since we haven't found any, this old estimate seems wrong, Greya said. The new, much lower estimate, close to 0, makes it more understandable why we haven't heard from anyone else.
Oh, I think they're drawing the wrong conclusion. Like they have data, but they're drawing the conclusion incorrectly.
Yeah, because saying it's close to 0, but when the range is 0 to 100,000, I'd say, even if you're looking at, medians, that's still not that low.
But even the thing when they're talking about the, like 200 civilizations trying to contact us and we haven't heard from them, it's like we don't know if we've invented the right technology. We don't know if we're trying to, we don't know if it's coming on a different kind of form of technology, so like that. Yeah. Like, because at this point, we're just kind of beaming radio waves, you know what I mean? You know how long those take to travel.
And the other thing is that radio waves, we only really used high energy radio waves for a short amount of time. We quickly started to directionalize that, and now we're even starting to move to optical, connections.
Now, do those degrade as well?
They do, but
signals?
Because they're more so radio waves, it's all about, it all comes down to signal to noise ratio.
Yeah.
So whenever you're trying to detect a signal, there's background noise you have to filter out, and there's just so much more radio noise, and it's so much harder to filter out the radio noise because while it can be mostly directional, it's not exclusively directional.
Yeah.
So, radio waves, if without a actual focusing dish just go in all directions.
Yeah.
Whereas, we talk about laser communications, that's a very tight, narrow beam, which can go further just because you can, it's a more coherent energy.
Yeah.
But saying we're having maybe 100 years, maybe close to 200 years, where, we are using radio waves that are detectable at interstellar distances. Pretty soon we're going to, because all our radio waves now are more short distance. We're having better detection of those radio waves, so we don't have to use as much power. I mean, just look at, our television broadcasts and our radio broadcasts. Used to be, radio stations, would have giant 100,000 watt transmitters just to reach, have a bigger reach. Whereas now we have stuff like, if a radio station wants to have that reach, well, it'll just use repeaters.
Yeah.
So instead of having to have one giant signal, they have multiple signals, from different antenna.
Yeah.
So we're quickly hitting a point where even if a civilization heard I think the first one they said that could be detected like that was I think it was a Hitler speech or something like that.
Fuck. Talk about bad first impressions.
Jesus Christ. Kevin, is that what they were saying?
I think so. One of the first
things.
things.
It's the Olympics. It was the Olympics opening ceremony.
And it was Hitler.
Jesus
and it
Christ.
was Hitler, yes.
Oh, jeez. It'll be sad when, the aliens go, hey, this guy has some pretty interesting ideas.
Yeah. So that was one of the first ones. And it's been, it got more and more prolific through, the 50s, 60s. I was 38, I think, something like that.
Something.
And so, but since the 90s, it's been going downhill, and we've been becoming more judicious with our use of radio frequency. And so if a civilization heard that original Olympics broadcast, they'd only have, say 40, 50 years of, radio broadcasts before we seem to go silent.
Yeah, so they get to coast to coast AM and then everything just kind of stops.
So, it's quite possible that, there are civilizations out there that are just beyond, they're using quantum shit or, laser links or something. We just can't detect them because they're outside of the, loud, obnoxious radio envelope.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I think that's all. I mean, there's more to this story, but I don't think it really.
Well, but I mean, we got the basic idea that even if it makes the potential results of the Drake equation smaller, that's still a fuckload of places that could.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so it's they're talking about how it's the results make people sad, but it's not really that bad when you think about it.
No, I mean, it takes it down orders of magnitude, but
yeah. Well, I mean, Kevin, you're our pessimist. How do you feel about it?
Pretty depressed.
Oh,
yeah.
Kevin.
No, we're alone. It's all over.
Oh,
End the podcast.
No, you're never alone.
It's
We're
over.
with you.
No, as a species, we're alone. We're gonna die alone.
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
We're chuds. We're a species of chuds.
You got all that from this one article that might not even be right.
Yep.
Man.
Math doesn't lie, apparently.
No, well, I mean, the thing is, where they're just going on assumptions. They admit in the end of the article, they plugged in what they thought were the right numbers, but they, just like Fermi did, he didn't know the right numbers.
Well, you know what they say about assumptions.
Yeah.
They depress the hell out of Kevin.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so are we doing our segment? Fuck. Jesus Christ.
I guess I've got the mental energy for it.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
So, guys.
Yes.
As revenge for that, you sons of bitches, it is time for Phantoms and Monsters Theater. This is Phantoms and Monsters Theater. I'm your host, Lord Kevin Beef Wellington. And this week, I have found, once again, thank you for putting up with that music. I have found an article on phantomsandmonsters.com from June 11th, 2024.
Ooh.
Title of the article, Flying Manta Ray-Shaped Cryptids Observed Near Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ooh.
This also starts like a joke. A farmer and his son. Anyway, a farmer and son are outside working on a car at night. When they observe several flying manta ray-shaped beings high in the sky, slowly flapping their wings as if they were in water. I received the following account. This was in the year 2015. It was a Sunday night around 11:40 p.m. and my dad and I had just finished working on the family car, so things would go smoothly Monday. Did a double check and everything was fine and running great. I go outside to just see the night sky and admire the moon, because why not? We live in Tennessee outside of Knoxville. I lean on the car and look straight up. At first, I saw something strange. A creature that is very high in the sky. I can tell since it's around the distance I see airplanes fly. It was an airplane, buddy. It was very high up and looked like a giant manta ray slowly flapping its wings like it was in water. Graceful, I might add. Then I realized there was a large group of them from behind. About 20 of them. Those are birds. I quickly called my dad, mom, and sister, who were probably all the same person. I told them to look in the sky, and they were just telling me I'm crazy or just playing around. To their surprise, they all saw the creatures that looked like a manta ray in the night sky. We stared at them for a good 3 minutes until they just flew higher and disappeared in the dark night sky. It was a strange experience we shared as a family, and we were just talking excitedly since this was my parents' first strange encounter. My sister and I had a paranormal experience when we were kids, but excited since this was our second. We talked about it at dinner. And we were just saying that there really is a lot of mysterious things out there in the world. Apparently, these creatures are called cryptids. I just wanted to share what I and my family experienced. Note, this is another example of flying manta ray-shaped cryptids that I have been reporting on for over a decade. Most of the sightings reported to me have been in the eastern U.S. So, speculation.
All I know is that Steve Irwin better watch out.
Oh, God. Oh, God, wait, no, he's in heaven. They're going after him in the sky.
They won't leave the poor guy alone.
Crikey, he's coming for me ghost.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
terrible. I'm sorry. Oh, God. So, speculation. Mike, what do you think it was?
Someone was on acid and saw Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind.
Huh.
Like on late night TV one night.
Huh.
I like it.
I didn't think about that.
No, it's
David?
it's a very tidy answer to everything.
Yeah, sure. Assuming these guys haven't seen anime, though, David, what would you say?
I'm going to say Canada geese.
Canada gooses?
Yeah, Canada gooses.
Goosen.
Yeah, just, they're big. They're big,
Yep.
you know what I mean? And I think
Yep.
they fly that far south, don't they?
Yeah, we have them down here in Mississippi.
Yeah. So, like, they were fixing the car at night, you said?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah, like, I can see, they're pretty big. And if you look at them, they look almost shaped like a manta ray if you like flip them around, where like the neck and head are the tail.
That's what they were doing. They were Canadian geese flying backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Canadian geese flying backwards.
You know, it may not be a manta ray mystery. It may be a temporal anomaly where they were seeing the geese go backwards in time.
There you go.
Going backwards in time to prevent a tragedy.
Yep, that's
Because
it. They were
Canada
going back
gooses.
they were traveling in the past to kill Kennedy because there's some sons of bitches.
Someone keeps trying to save him and rewrite the timeline. Like, nope, not on our watch.
And if failing that, they're buying cheap meat. So I was gonna say, you know what I've never actually seen in the sky at night? Fucking birds, or anything at all.
Yeah, they're usually bats
Well, you've
Yeah.
seen Christmas trees.
or owls. There are owls.
I'm gonna wipe my butt with your face one day, David, just so you know. Bats could have been bats or owls, yes. Because man, owls are huge.
And quiet.
Huge owls.
It's like Hugh Jackman, but huge owls.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video comparing the flight of owls to other birds for the sound?
No.
Yeah, they have birds fly over a set of microphones, and a pigeon flies over and it's that typical whoop 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 sound. All these other birds, and then an owl flies over. It's like nothing. You just hear nothing.
Stealth bird.
Yeah, because they have special feathers to keep them quiet.
Yeah, there's stealthy night flyers that eat mice.
Yep.
Well, and it's also crazy because, like, if you look at an owl without feathers, number one, it's freaky as shit.
Yeah.
But, like, with all those feathers, you'd expect more ruffling.
We've talked about that before, about how nightmarish they are when they don't have fucking feathers.
The owls are not what they seem.
No, they're not. No, they are not.
Nope. Like, I love them. No, don't get me wrong. Like, if I go to Japan, I am going to go to one of those owl cafes and, have tea in a place that has a bunch of owls, just like loose owls flying around.
You know what else is horrifying?
Huh.
Owls with their feathers.
Yeah, no.
They're less horrifying.
I've been stared down by one in a tree, and let me tell you something. I feared for my life.
The way they can look behind them.
No, just it was hunched over looking at me like it was going to go for my throat.
But I'm saying the fact that they can, turn their head almost completely backwards is pretty creepy too.
Yeah, that is kind of creepy.
Like, I feel like a lot of cryptid sightings are probably just owls. Like,
and poo gas.
Honestly, just a lot of them are just owls.
And poo gas.
And poo gas, yes.
Yeah. But, no, I think he saw birds and was mistaken because, birds, when they're soaring, don't have to flap their wings much.
Yeah.
True.
So, and I hate to be the skeptic all the time, but like Phantoms and Monsters, a lot of this is birds.
Phantoms and Monsters brings out his inner Mike.
Yeah.
Just call it Phantoms and Monsters and Birds.
Except for the desk.
The desk is still like my favorite story.
I know. The desk is like, I don't know what the fuck just happened here.
Like, it literally sounds like an SCP.
It sounds like an SCP or a SCTV sketch or something.
Right. Like, it's up there with Dial-O-Llama.
It is. It's certainly the one thing I can't explain readily.
Exactly.
It's like, where did the desk come from? You know what? It's
they
for
shooting,
the owls.
I was going to say, were they shooting a Monty Python skit out here? What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, but I think the desk may be for the owls so they can do their paperwork.
Exactly.
Problem is, earlier you said dial-a-llama. I thought you said dialogue llama.
Whenever you're trying to write a screenplay, you could call the llama, and the llama gives you a line.
Yeah. He won't answer Kevin Smith's calls anymore.
Oh. Well, he used his service way too much. I mean, you saw how wordy his movies are.
Word.
Sir, I gotta cut you off, man.
You just, if I keep working with you, you're just gonna monopolize all my time.
I won't have anything left, motherfucker. I gotta wait for Quentin Tarantino to call me at some point.
Chasing Amy had more dialogue than 3 other movies.
Oh man. So that was Phantoms and Monsters this week. We don't have any questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there anything we want to plug before we close, Mike?
Not really.
Okay. David, would you like to plug anything you've been listening to or watching?
I've been, still doing Hello from the Magic Tavern. I don't really have anything to plug just yet, but we'll see about that next week.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna plug Spooky Dice Bag. Listen to Spooky Dice Bag. Now that I'm involved, I can't because I'm in it. I have to put up with myself all the time. I don't need more.
Yeah,
So-
I don't listen to our episodes of the show. Like, if I'm on it, I don't listen to it. It's only when I'm not there and it's you two that I will listen.
No, I get it. The only time I listen to the show is when I'm editing to make sure it sounds like a show. So that's sad. Anyway, thank you everyone for listening. Again, if you want to find out anything and everything about the show, you can head to supernatpod.rocks. That is supernatpod.rocks. And you can find a link to our Discord, our store, every episode of this show so far. Our contact page if you would like to send us information or tell us about an experience you've had. Or you can head to the zine page for information about that, as we have mentioned, and you will hear in the ad in this episode. So yeah, that's what you can do there.
We can do that.
That's a thing that can be done.
Do it.
So do it, fucker.
Do it.
Do it, cowards.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
Wah. So, again, thank you for listening. We will see you next week. So until then, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye.
I'm going to throw in a stay weird.
Ooh, nice. Mike, you got anything you want to throw in like that?
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Oh.
I couldn't think of anything.
Wow, thank you, least interesting man in the world.
Oh.
Oh.
Stay frosty, stay weird, stay thirsty, my friends. That's a good sign off. That is a good
That is actually, that works.
Jeez, I really did make Kevin bitter with that story.
Yep.
Yeah, he just checked out there for like a good 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was just staring off into the middle distance.
I won't bring any more stories then.
Oh.
If I'm going to depress Kevin.
Oh, quit it.